Guys, how you doing? My name's Tommy, and this is the Gallery Backyard BBQ. Look, we are gonna take this and turn it into this. But first, we gotta do this. And let's start the show. Everybody, my name is Tommy, and this is the Gallery Backyard BBQ. And look, we got a lot to cover today, but man, this is well worth it. So sit down, relax, grab a beverage, and enjoy the show for sure. Look, we are going with a, well, we got two choices on this chuck right here. And look, as I choose one of them, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, because man, oh man, you are going to want to get notified every time I do an upload. I got a lot of stuff coming up, man. I got some good stuff, some giveaways, so you definitely want to get involved. And look, I've made my choice, and I'm also going with an Uncle Steve's Shake Cow powder. Information down in the description if you want to check that out. This is good stuff, and it's going to go perfect with this recipe. Alrighty, look here, just a little tip for my Pit Boss 1150 and 1600 owners out there. If you heat up the pit with that firebox open, it'll get to temp a lot faster. Look, if you're going for 250, hit it on 300. You'll get to that 300 fairly fast. Open the hood, lower it to 250, and you're on your way. All right, guys, look, I want to give you the rundown on this cook. We are going to go in between 250 and 300 on this chuck roast. This is one of the negatives on the Pit Boss, that it doesn't have that 275 Fahrenheit setting, which is perfect for a cook like this. So it's going to be between 250 and 3. We're going to take it up into the stall where we will get it wrapped. But before we do wrap it, we want to develop a really nice bark. That's real important for a dish like this. So we'll get it up into the stall. We're going to get a great color on it. We're going to get a nice bark on it, and then we're going to get it wrapped up, and then we'll go from there. All right, everybody, here a little update for you. It's been a little misty, a little rainy out, a little haily out, but we are looking good. We are holding steady, as you can see, right at that 250 Fahrenheit. And we've gone 3 full hours. I have not opened the pit. We're gonna do that together now. I'm gonna check that bark. I'm thinking she's forming pretty good. Again, remember, that's what we want. We want that good bark. Okay, so you want to keep opening up the hood, because again, you want to develop that good bark. So just let her run for 3 straight hours. No big deal. You got a little ways to go after that, but we are going to get a temp just to kind of see where we are, and we're going to do that now. Alrighty, look, so we're at that 150, 155 range. You know, we're heading up to the stall. We may even be in the stall, but look, my bark needs to go a little bit longer. So I'm gonna let her run for another hour. That'll be 4 hours total. And then we're gonna jump back out here again and give it a look. Remember, we wanna develop that good bark for poor man's burnt ends before we wrap it, okay? So we're gonna let her run and we'll check in another hour. All right, everybody, look, we are a little over 4 hours in, and I believe we have reached the hale portion of the cook. Okay. So look, what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna take a little peek, but I know it's time to come off because I did take a peek about 10 minutes ago. And again, you're gonna see we've developed a nice bark, and that's what you definitely need when you do these when you do this type of cook here. And I know we're up into the stall. We're probably in that 170 some odd range, but we're gonna take a look at this together. Then we are gonna get it on the board. We are gonna wrap it up into some paper, and we're gonna get it back on the pit and bring it up right through the stall into that toothpick tender zone of that 200 Fahrenheit. So come on in, let's take a look. Alrighty, look, so here's a little tip for you. So when we, before we pulled the meat, we had probed it, and we were averaged at that 170 Fahrenheit on the temp of the meat. So after you wrap it in that butcher paper and you put your probe in it to monitor the temperature, you know you want to put it in and you want to be at that 167 to 170 Fahrenheit range. That way you know you're in the right spot. A lot of mistakes some backyard pit masters make is when they put the probe back in the meat, if they don't check and they're only at 120 or 130, so you know maybe they put it too low or too high or in the wrong spot. Well, if you're not at where you were before you wrapped it, then you can overcook it or undercook it. So if you're only 120 and you bring it up to, to 200, you're gonna, destroy the meat, right? So you always want to keep it close to where you were before you wrapped it. So we're monitoring, we will keep an eye on it. We will take it up into that 200 range. We will check it for toothpick tender, and then we will bring you back and show you the next step into this barbecue candy. Oh yeah. All right, everybody, look, so we got where we needed to be in under an hour, right? So we got a little less than 6 hours in total cooking time. We're reading a little over 200 Fahrenheit on the Weber iGrill 2. So we're going to get this off. We're going to get it on the board. We'll unwrap it. We'll take a look at it. Then we're going to make some nice even cuts on it, and I'll show you the next step from there. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Alrighty, look, so right off the bat, what we want to do is we got a lot of moisture in this meat, and we definitely don't want to lose that, so we'll get it all in the pan. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I'll just kind of let this kind of fall in. Get a little of that moisture. Oh man, that looks good. The next step in here is we have our chuck, and you could see the beautiful bark that we have, right? So, you know, again, I can't stress enough how important it is to develop that good bark before you wrap. So we got a beautiful bark. So what we want to do here is we want to get as even of cuts as we can. Okay, so I'm just going to do slices here. So I've cut them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, and then I'll start going, you know, maybe inch by inch or inch and a half by inch and a half. They're going to shrivel up a little bit maybe when we cook them. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's going to be good. Oh, you know I have to. Well, I'll tell you, man, I just love chuck. I think I like it better than brisket. You know, it's definitely cheaper, at least for a family of 2, so you get a smaller piece. And you could do so much with it. So basically what we got going on here, we got some even cuts, or as even as possible. Oh yeah. Now I like using dark brown sugar over light for this recipe, keep that in mind. Maybe a 1/4 cup. Oh yeah. I think some do, some don't. I definitely do. So I'm going to put a little honey in. We are making some candy. Oh yeah. And of course, grab your favorite BBQ sauce. Get the old wooden spoon out if you've got. All right, get yourself some good heavy-duty foil. We'll get this back on the pit. We're going to let it run for a good, probably a good solid 45 minutes. And at that point, we'll give it a check. Alrighty, look, that's it. And we're going to clock in on this one at about 8 hours from start to finish. I did peek along the way. It took a little longer to get those candied up like they're supposed to be. I'm going to take you in. I'm going to show you exactly what you want to look for. Look, that is exactly what you want to see. I'm going to switch the cameras around. I want to get these suckers on the board and really dive into them. Oh, yeah. You know, so basically what you want to see here, just so you know, when you go to test them, right, what you want to see is basically when you probe them, you want to go through almost like you're going through fat, right? And that is basically the chuck roast or whatever type of meat you're using. That's basically it all just breaking down, right? It just, I mean, it goes through. Some of them may have a slight resistance. It all depends on how good marbling of the cut that you get. But most of them, man, will just, they're just gonna, you know, they're just gonna fall apart like that. Oh, man. I got to get these set up on the board because I got to get a quick snap. Also want to let them cool down, and then we'll go in for a taste test. All right, guys, look, right on cue. Here comes the snow, right? Let's get a little taste test going here. And I'll tell you, man, these things, you know, I nailed it, man. They came out so friggin' good. Oh, man. And you mean you basically want these suckers basically just to fall apart, right? If you squished them out, I'm not going to do that, but cheers. Guys, there's not much more I could say. This is probably easily, man, top 2, top 3 things that you can make on the on any barbecue pit. And of course, that is my opinion and my opinion only. But you definitely want to give these a shot. Follow along on this cook, man, and it is BBQ CANDY. All I got for you today. I am going to roll up my Patreons over here. I appreciate all of them. I appreciate all of you. It's going to be one heck of a 2021. I got so many things coming up. Too many to list. Check out these videos here. And until next time, I will see you soon.